All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays, coming to you live late in the afternoon, New York time, as we are watching Bitcoin go up and up and up and a breakout this holiday weekend for those in the United States, which is about 40% of my viewers. Okay. Let's go to the charts, guys. I want to get this done earlier today, but didn't get a chance. We are bringing back the moon background because that's pretty much where Bitcoin is going. Cannot do a private Q&A today. Maybe tomorrow, but I think tomorrow I'm doing an interview with Four Flies. Four Flies and myself will collaborate, and I believe that is happening tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow. So tomorrow, I don't know, maybe 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure. I know he's probably in Dubai or in Europe. I'm not sure where he is, but it'll be afternoon or late evening for him. And then Willie Woo is coming on the show on Thursday. And we need a news show as well. I gotta hit up Jimmy and Mechanic. It's been ages for that one as well. All right, let's go to the charts. All right, here are our latest charts. I am looking at your live chat. Maybe I'll be able to take a few questions. Ethereum is so bad that they have to burn coins for the price to rise. Guys, Ethereum is all kinds of bad. And I don't know. I mean, idiots are going to be idiots, right? There's no such thing as a quality altcoin. There's just Ponzi's that for the time being go up. There is no utility. It's just stories. It's stories. There is no usefulness. There's no sound money. There's no decentralization. It is just stories that you are buying into if you believe in them long term. You can trade them. Anyway, enough shitcoins, which Ethereum, of course, is. Okay, so let's look at the weekly chart. I put this line all the way up here because what I really want to see is I want to see a new closing, the second highest weekly close. It's probably not going to happen. It's possible that we can swing all the way up to $58,000 over the next few weeks. It is a little bit more, it's a little bit less likely that we're going to close up there for obvious reasons, because if price spikes really fast, it tends to come down a little bit. I don't really need this line. We did get the close that I wanted above $51,000 on a weekly close. We closed at $51,800. As you can see by the orange arrow, we are on a weekly MRI top warning. So we have about 2 weeks, about 10 to 20 days to mark a weekly top. And I believe that we are slowly getting a little bit overextended. We're not that bad sitting right here at $52,000. But if we can cross 55,000 or maybe even 58,000, sometime this week or early next week, I believe that puts us a little bit overextended, and it would be time for the price to pull back. There's lots of pretty good news here on the moving average front. As you can see, this blue dot here is now upwards facing versus this one here. This one is still downward facing. As a matter of fact, the current dot of the moving average is also upwards from the prior one. So technically, this mid-period moving average on a weekly scale, which is the 20-period moving average, has started to rise. It will be a little bit tricky to get the next couple to also rise, just simply based on where we are. We're still factoring these in, but it's actually possible. Because remember, if I go back, if I go back 20 candles, 17, 19, 20 bars, what's happening is for the next 2 weeks, we are going to be eliminating these two closes from the moving average and replacing them with this week's close and next week's close. And because we are replacing higher points inside a moving average, replacing them with lower points inside the moving average, that is what's dropping this moving average over the next 2 weeks. But after that, we start removing this point and replacing them with new points all the way up here. And this is why this moving average dips for the next 2 weeks and then very quickly starts to rise. So knowing this math pretty much makes it kind of irrelevant for me that the next 2 weeks are going to be going down, because I know what's going to happen immediately after that. We're going to start to go up, and we're going to start to go up fairly quickly, because look at the difference between the ones we're going to be replacing with the ones we're going to be adding. Huge discrepancy there. We're going to be removing points in the $30,000 range and replacing them with points in the $50,000 range. So pretty much at this point, we are fully bullish based on moving averages. It just needs to look a little bit better over the next few weeks. If we go all the way up to 60 over this week and next week, then that's it. Then this moving average will start just trending upwards and upwards and upwards. So that's a really good sign. Okay, let's look at the oscillator since the week is over. The MACD is still looking strong. Sorry, that's the RSI still looking strong. The MACD is also looking strong. And the CMF is strengthening very, very nicely. So things are looking good for the oscillators. Daily chart. Let's look at the oscillators first. See, this is the funding rate is starting, to get overbought. And therefore, it will begin to favor the bears, but you have plenty of room. Look how long the funding rate was favoring the bulls, and we finally broke out. So now we should stay in the bullish trend for probably the end of the year, and then we will see what's going to happen. Man, is time flying. The MACD, the RSI, I was getting those backwards for some reason. The RSI is, it's still kind of going down. But you know what? We're going to break this any day. If tomorrow is another update, and this is pretty much over. It's already over. So we've broken back up to the upside. I'm okay with this. Look at the MACD. The MACD crossed over. The CMF crossed over. Everything is bullish. Everything is turning bullish on the daily chart. So when do I foresee a potential top? Well, these arrows are basically pointing to it. I would love to see a huge rally next week, the start of September rally. I need to adjust this to be in line with the MRI. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and on the 10th. So around the 10th of September, I would love to see a top in the $56,000 range, 56, 57. This would time us really, really well. Now, the 10th of September is Friday. So it's not exactly an MRI top on a weekly scale. Things may not line up. If we consolidate here for a few days, we can reset the MRI and then time it perfectly with the weekly, but I'm okay with that. If we top next weekend in the $56,000 to $58,000 range, the daily MRI top will be in line with the weekly MRI top, because the weekly MRI top is coming sometime over the next 2 weeks. And then I would expect a bit of a pullback. I don't want to talk about how big of a pullback until we actually get that top. So until we get that top, I don't really want to start speculating on the pullback. This is our 3-day chart, the Consensio 3-day chart. As you can see, those that are trading longer term positions, and I'll probably talk about this chart every time now. So let's do this. Based on Consensio, what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to have Mark be checking my bullshit here. Based on Consensio, right here is where there should have been 100% bullish allocation. I'm going to make that a note. Okay. And since this, because we can like eliminate the price. Oh, we shouldn't eliminate the price. I mean, this is where the moving averages were all above each other and we're all rising. Took a couple of days for this to cross, but you know it's coming. So maybe here, you know, this crossover. So this is, these moving averages are really close to each other, huh? This is the 3, the 7, and the 30. I think the 7 is really close to the 3. Man, I'm going to talk to Mark about this. I feel like making this a 9. This makes it a lot more smoother. I like this better. And I like my 9. I'll make it a 9. You guys know I like my 9s. I'll make it a 9-period moving average. I'm just going to adjust it a little bit. Just that also the 7 to the 30 seems like a long stretch. So this is going to be my Bitcoin version of Consensio, where as of this moment here, we become fully bullish on the price of Bitcoin and will remain so today. And I will keep an eye on this chart. We're going to use a 3-day chart for a longer term kind of positioning. One-hour chart. Beautiful on the right top. We consolidated. I really don't like these candles. If you turn this into a 2-hour chart, this would probably be a Darth Maul candle right there. Maybe a 4-hour chart. No. Oh, it really broke on the hour, huh? So here's our 4-hour look. I love this consolidation. It's absolutely beautiful. I think we're going to break out. This is just a beautiful breakout. A new swing close on a 4-hour scale will probably create a breakout up to 53. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to take an arrow from this last breakout to here. And I'm just going to take this arrow. I'm just going to slide it over. Come on. Whoa, that's bigger than I thought. All the way to 54. Oh, not really. 53.5. Yeah, 53.5. So I'm loving this consolidation right here. The MRI counts broke. So we're going to start a brand new MRI count, which could certainly take us into an MRI top. What about the 1-hour scale? The 1-hour scale looks great as well. On the 1-hour scale, I can adjust the blue line. I'm going to wait for a brand new 1-hour close. A brand new 1-hour closing high. So far, we're still fully consolidating. All we need is a close above that line, and we are good to go. This was, you know, a nice heat check right here. You know, a $1,200 drop in an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. So now we're back up. If it wasn't for this spike, we would have made a new swing high in the last, 60 minutes. I think that's very bullish. And this dip was already bought. So the only thing left to do is to break out. Can't wait to see where GBTC is. Bitcoin dominance is consolidating. Let's see on the next jump up. Bitcoin dominance could definitely spike. Guys, remember the shit coins are rising with Bitcoin. So that means there will be another 85% correction. I will have Willie on the show. Willie and I will probably debate whether Bitcoin will have another 85% correction. But based on this chart alone, I am 90% confident there will be an 85% Bitcoin correction. The next bear market is going to be brutal. Now, personally, I would like to see an 85% correction from a $250,000 range, then from a $100,000 range, but I have no idea how high Bitcoin will go before a 1 to 2 year bear market will set in. And because shitcoins continue to do so well, there is a 1 to 2 year bear market coming. You can prepare for it mentally, you can prepare for it financially, but don't be mad at me when it comes, because it's coming. And the reason why it's coming is mostly because of stupidity. Now, if Bitcoin was dominating the market and running away from the shitcoins, I would not take this position. I would take the position that Bitcoin is reaching hyper-Bitcoinization and humanity is evolving. Instead, we are moving towards idiocracy. Yeah, I know Consensio is 2, 7, and 30, but I can't use a 2 because my moving average has a forecast feature that only allows me to use a 3 as the lowest parameter. And also, we're not using a weekly chart. We are using a 3-day chart in Bitcoin because like Bitcoin just trades so much more. So that is why I slightly adjusted it. But I got to check with my friend Mark, who was a huge student and client of Tyler Jenks, to see if he's okay with that. Someone is asking why 85%. I mean, that's how much Bitcoin fell in every bear market, right? Like, I don't see why it's going to be different. Why would it be different this time? Here's a monthly chart of Bitcoin. You know, the first Bitcoin bear market. 95%. Now, 95%, now remember, there's time and there's price. The bigger the fall, the less time the more price pain, the less time pain is needed. 95% is a lot of price pain. You didn't need much time pain. Then this mini bear market was a 80% correction also. That was more like a crash. Then we had the big one in 2013. That was another 85%, 80, 85, 86, twice. And then we had the most recent one that fell 86. And then if you extended to account for more time pain, it was 77. So why would it be any different next time? And remember, this bull market is going to last longer in time too. So if you take the last bull market, I'm going to cherry pick the secondary price low for the bull market. How much time did that take? I should probably use bars. That took only 28 bars, 28 months. Okay, 2 years. Now, if we do this again, 28 bars is right here. That puts us in the summer of 2022. So, but that's if we use the secondary low. This is when I think the bull market started. A lot of people think bull market started here. So if bull market started here, you're already past 28 bars, right? So this is a long bull market. That's why I don't believe the bull market started here. That's why I believe the bull market started here. But it doesn't matter. Either way, when this bull market ends, and I think it will end sometime in 2022, it's possible it can last all the way into 2023. I would love to see this bull market go into 2023. I would love to see the bull market top in 2023 at $250,000 or $333,000 before falling 80%. And it will be a very interesting bear market because falling 80% starting in 2023 will create a fall into and through the halving, which is something that has never happened before. And remember, Bitcoin goes through these cycles of mining is the most profitable thing in the world. You plug in a computer and you print money to, oh my God, Bitcoin is going to die. Who would ever mine it? Mining costs twice as much as the price of a coin. So the only way that people can panic that the price of mining a Bitcoin is way higher than the Bitcoin itself is if Bitcoin tops at like $250,000 in 2023 and then falls down to $40,000, $50,000 after the halving in 2024 when mining a Bitcoin costs $50,000 to $70,000. That's the only way people will panic and mining will like reset, and then it'll open up Bitcoin to go from 50,000 all the way to 1 million. All right, today's a holiday weekend, not much in traditional markets. I believe the future should be open. I still think gold has a shot at the all-time high based on geopolitics. Oil, I'm not looking at the moment. I'm waiting like when the monthly MRI top comes. Oil is weird. The S&P, look at the rune on the S&P. It's kept you long in a bullish trade for a long time. Futures are open and it's looking great. I'm gonna wait till Tuesday, and if Tuesday it's a bullish day, up, and away for the stock market. Like I've been saying for a decade, you guys have only heard me say it for about 6 years, but those that knew me before that know that I've been a bull on the stock market for close to a decade now. And I have zero reason to not be bullish on the stock market. All right, I'm gonna take 1 or 2 questions and I gotta go, guys. Hyperinflation and then deflation. What? That makes no sense. Yeah, look, guys, we have inflation. Dow theory in full effect. Look, governments are going to continue to print money. I believe the United States, as you guys have heard me say it on countless occasions before, I believe that, oh wait, before I continue that, understanding Bitcoin is coming. Understanding Bitcoin is coming to Dubai. Join us in Dubai, October 14 to 15. Also stick around for the financial summit. All right, guys, I actually have to go. I don't have time to finish my thought, but I do not believe the United States will be a single country by the year 2030. I don't. I believe the United States will break up. I believe Europe will break up, even though it's not actually a single country. I believe there'll be a lot of borders that will not be the same. Like borders will change. There will be lots of different borders. There'll be other breakups. There'll be other mergers. I can see Russia taking over a few countries. I can see China taking over a few countries. I see a completely different world by 2030. And the reason, the catalyst for this is the breakup of the United States. And the reason for the breakup of the United States is the same reason why Afghanistan just became a shit show, is because no one respects the United States commander-in-chief, and no one respects the United States is seen globally as a laughingstock because of what happened in the 2020 election. I said this right after the election. I will continue to have this view, and I expect to be proven correct by the end of the decade. This is the problem. The problem is when the world and your population knows that the election was rigged, there's no reason to respect the country. And that is what opened up Afghanistan to the Taliban, because they have no reason to fear the United States. And in fact, they're laughing at us with our own weapons. Remember, the only thing that's keeping the United States together is the United States' ability to pay government employees and government enforcers, the military and the federal police, like the FBI and other federal police state. Once that money is no longer respected by the US population, there is absolutely nothing preventing a part of America to secede, because the money to pay the soldiers to enforce the border will no longer be respected. And by the way, the greatest thing to prevent the Great Reset and the New World Order, or whatever, the conspiracy theorists like to call it, the greatest thing that can happen to prevent, a single government entity like Christine Lagarde and, Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab and, a few others, George Soros, the best thing that can happen to prevent that small group of elites to control you with a vaccine passport is the breakup of the United States. That's the best thing that can happen to prevent this attempt at a one world government. Thank you for asking me about my medical history on a public YouTube channel. And I really wish more people would keep their questions on other people's medical history to themselves, because it's really none of their business. By the way, that's what I say when someone asks me if I'm vaccinated. I basically look at them and I tell them what effing business is it of theirs on my medical history. That tends to kind of make them understand that it's none of their business. Try it. Try to be like kind of mean and angry that someone is asking you about their medical history, or ask them when the last time they were tested for AIDS or anything else. So start asking them when they were tested for STDs. That tends to really drive the message that it's none of their business. All right, guys, I got to get going. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.